You know what we haven't done yet? We haven't driven the new E34 yet. I've had this car for about a month now and have not driven it. I promise you, I have not taken it. I unloaded off the trailer and pulled it in the garage because the weather was not good. And the past couple days, we've had warm weather, we had some rain, so I think all the salt should be washed off the road. So I say we take this thing for a little bit of a spin and see how she cruises. I've never driven a low mileage E34 like this, not even close. I've never driven a nice E34 like this, so I think we should see how she goes. I'm really excited to take this thing for a spin, but before we do that, we should probably check the oil. That's the only thing that I think I have to check before I go for a ride. I don't want to blow up this low mileage M50. Alright, let's see what we got here. Well, the oil color looks good. I can't remember if he said the oil was changed recently or not. We're obviously still going to do it, but oh my goodness, it's way overfilled. Wow. Alright, well, that's not the end of the world, so we will go for a drive, but I will not probably drive this again until I change the oil, because while more oil or too much oil is not as bad as too little oil, once you get to the point of too much oil, it's not doing the motor any good. It froths up down there and it's just not good. So we'll go for a spin now, but realistically, this will be the only spin I do it before I change the oil and stuff. So we have plenty of stuff to do to this car. I've just been busy with the, oh, we got coolant too, so that's good. I've been busy with the E36, been busy with school, and I'm in no rush to get this car figured out because, am I cross-threading this radiator cap? This has got to be the crappiest radiator cap. Oh my goodness, I think this radiator cap is cross-threaded. That's miserable. Alright, let's go for a drive. And here we go, in the 84,000 mile Glacier Blue on, what is this interior color name? Why am I forgetting? Oh my god, this is embarrassing. Glacier Blue. I can't even remember what the interior color name is on this. Well, whatever. You guys see it. I'll remember it by the time I'm editing this, I'm sure. I will say right off the rip, which I'm not happy, this car is scaring me to drive. It feels too nice, and that's not a good thing, because when I get cars that feel too nice, I don't like to drive them. And this is supposed to be a driver's car for me. This is supposed to be a car I drive the hell out of because I should. But it's automatic, as you guys may or may not know, which is pathetic. So this will be probably the most boring driving car I have and can make a video on right now, just so you guys know. An M50 non-Vanos with an automatic transmission. It's a lot of fun, isn't it? So, but we're not here for, the drive line. We're here for just the full experience. I have never in my life driven an E34 with remotely little miles as this car has. Like, I think the lowest mileage E34 I've ever had was 130K or something like that, 128, which seemed low, but the car was not handled well. So like, the car was trash, essentially. No maintenance. It was like a parts car. So the mileage was low, but it was a pile of garbage. So I've never driven like a well-maintained, like, stock E34. Mind you, this car's on brand new front struts. Rears, I can't remember how old they are or what he said, but the fronts are brand new. He just replaced them within the past year. So probably less than 100 miles on them. And right off the bat, I feel that. Like, this car feels like a boat, like an E34 should. It feels nice and floaty. It drives perfectly straight. I mean, perfectly straight. No clunks, no weird noises, no like 55 mile an hour shake, no brakes no shake when you brake, no issues at all so far. I mean, dude, this thing, it's very apparent how many miles are on this car. Like, very apparent, because it handles like a dream. I mean, that bump right there that I hit that bump in almost all my driving videos, and you can usually see me get like rattled from that bump. And when I'm in like the E36 or a car on coilovers, the whole car sounds like it's gonna fall apart. Didn't even feel the freaking thing right there. It just glided right over it. Like, oh my, these seats are comfortable. Like, I never really realized this, nor did I think about it, You know, comfort seats are comfort seats, but low mileage comfort seats are a lot more cushiony and like you sit in it and it's a lot more plush. Like, I guess over the years they do get kind of like beaten down, the padding gets kind of worn, which makes sense. And I mean, I've had anywhere from, like I said, 120,000 but beat to 300,000 mile E34s, and I've never ever like been able to compare the seats and how they feel, but this car I can say for sure and with utmost confidence that these seats feel like really good, like perfect. So this is just, and I do have to say, you can crucify me in the comments if you want, an automatic transmission in E34 sucks, right? But that's also automatics with 200K on them. This 80,000 mile auto is not bad at all, dude. Like, not bad at all. It shifts like butter. I can't even feel it shift. I don't even notice it shift. I believe these are 4-speed autos, I think. Could be a 3, but I want to say it's probably a 4. But we're gonna take this on the highway. I usually don't take my cars for test drives or videos on the highway, but I think this car is deserving of that. Let's get this thing up to speed. You know, this car hasn't really been driven much in a long time, so why not drive it? Oh, and I should also note, everything I'm saying, mind you, this car is actually on the original tires from 1991, and that is absurd. We looked at the dates. The rear tires are literally dated 90 or 91, I think 90. The fronts, I think, were replaced in 99. So they're still the old style Michelin, like the TRX with the goofy tread, but they're 10 years newer. So that's still 20 plus years old. So just to say, we're on like 20-year-old plus tires, originals in the rear, which is insane. That's how you know you got a low mileage car, because it got to 80K over the years and the tires never had to be replaced. So that's a little sketchy. I'm not gonna push it or anything. I don't really want to, you know, die. And at 70, I am getting a little shake from the wheel, a little bit of vibration, which my guess is just the tires. I mean, garbage old tires. What are you gonna do about it? So I'd imagine that's what that is, because it's not the 55 mile an hour control arm shake. It's a consistent higher speed shake, which to me would almost certainly indicate tires. Gotta get over here. So I'm not worried about that. I mean, right as you fall below like 60, it goes away. But we're getting new tires anyway, and we'll probably do control arms anyway, despite the mileage on them. I want this car to be completely gone through, because I don't know if I've even discussed it in my video when I bought it, but it's not why I bought this car, but one of my main intentions with this car are to make it how I want it, and then take this thing across the country. I want to take this thing to LA. I feel like I might have mentioned this in a video before, but I've always wanted to do the trip. I've always wanted to do the trip in one of my cars. I've been to LA before, and I met up with all the homies that you guys know, Ish, Stash Cam, all the E34 guys. I got a lot of friends out there, and I got friends along the way, and I've always wanted to do a cross-country trip to meet people and just kind of be one with one of my cars. The one thing I've never done in any of my cars is take them on long road trips. Most of my cars I wouldn't do that in, but this car I want to do that in. I think this would be a really fun car to do that in, and to me that trip means a lot, because one of my good friends who, I don't know if we've ever been having a video together, but one of my good buddies, Adam, big BMW guy like myself, he got hit by a drunk driver and died in October, and it was the most tragic news. The best guy you could ever imagine, someone who I met through E34s, and appreciated these cars as much as we all appreciate them. It's only got 142K. This is a nice.
We've stalled it already.
We have already. Yo, this clutch is way lighter than mine. Wait, so how do I know?
Yeah.
How do I know
yes.
when I'm like in boost?
Yes.
I don't have any RPMs. I don't even know what I'm doing.
I don't know how he drives this thing.
I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. But his favorite thing to do, well, I don't know about favorite, but something him and his buddies up in Wisconsin, my buddies up in Wisconsin, love to do, was hop in their cars, their BMWs that they built. His happened to be his E30 325i, and just go to LA. So they would just drop what they're doing, say screw it, let's go on an adventure, and he would head to LA for a week or whatever, camp, just do whatever. And the freedom that trip must feel, I want to feel. I want to do that trip because it would kind of connect me with him, to kind of go through a trip that he's done a few times and always really enjoyed. Him and Jeff and them, they took an E34 M5 back from I don't know, LA, San Diego, back to Wisconsin. So they've done the trek a few times. I never got the what is it, the word I'm looking for? I never had the honor of getting to do that trip with them, and especially with Adam. And I want to do that trip in one of my own cars for him to feel the things he felt, and it's just something I've always wanted to do. So I don't want to get, you know, too deep into this because I could talk about it forever. But just the best person ever, a BMW enthusiast like us, and yeah, it's a tragic story that I don't want to get into anymore because I want to focus on this car. But anyway, that's what I really want to do with this car. I want to take it to LA on a road trip. So I want this car fully dialed in. I want it good to go in all shape and form, mechanically, bushing, control arm wise, all that stuff. I want it on nice wheels, suspension, because I want it to look cool so I can take pictures along the way, because God knows how beautiful the scenery is between here and LA, and that's what I'm really excited to do, is just take a ton of awesome pictures. I'm going to vlog the whole thing. Hopefully I can get someone to come with me. I really want Kyle to come with me, but you know, he's a father and his schedule is pretty busy. So that'll be after I graduate college. I'll finally have a sense of freedom for the first time in pretty much my whole life. So I just want to do it. So this is the car to do it in, and I'm really excited to do this. So I'm planning on doing this trip sometime May, maybe June, depending on kind of when I can get this car ready. With school, it's really hard to get this ready, and I won't be graduated till the second or the first week of May. So I might not have enough time, but I wanted it manual swap for the trip. But after driving this car right now, I'm not sure if I really... Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Hold on. So anyway, as I was saying... What was I saying? Oh, I wanted it manual swapped, and I still do want it manual swapped because if I'm going through like the Rocky Mountains and stuff, I'm going to feel like I'm going to need that manual transmission, because this auto non-Vanos M50 might have a hard time going through mountains and stuff, and it would just be way more fun as a manual. But after driving it, this trans shifts like butter. This car drives really well. I don't think this trans is going to have any issues in the future. So it's honestly kind of nice driving. Again, you know, don't kill me in the comments. An auto trans is not bad in this car. So when it's nice, when it's in good condition. So it shifts nice. I wouldn't mind kind of not having to use my left leg. This guy in front of me is driving like a freaking Jag. But so anyway, let's see what this thing can do. I'm passing. Oh boy. Oh boy. She's hammered down. It's not bad. It does shift nice. Gets up to speed nice. It actually doesn't feel as bad as you'd think an M59 Vanos would feel. Not bad at all, or with an auto, I should say. It does not feel bad at all. The temp is good, so we're not overheating. Let's kick down. Okay. Red line, almost red line. This thing's not bad. This car does not feel half bad. The power is definitely there. I'm actually kind of astonished with the automatic transmission, how it actually feels like it has some pickup. That must be the low mileage, good compression, because I've had M59 Vanos with 300K on them, and they, even with a manual, they have not felt as good as this feels, which I'm actually pretty amazed. So, wow. I don't have the heat on. You'll notice the windows are fogging up. As I mentioned in my prior videos, the blower motor damn near caught on fire with that resistor, so I'm not going to risk it until I get the new resistor, even though I cleaned out the leaves. So it would probably be fine, but don't want to risk it. Horn works. Everything works in here. I think I've already kind of mentioned that. Dude, this thing is nice. I'm in love with this car just as much as I was when I picked it up. It's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful inside out. It drives beautiful, and it's like, oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys have ever driven a low mileage BMW E34 like this, but geez, it feels great, and it's really apparent, the mileage. You know, these cars, good maintenance and low mileage is really, you can't beat it. This thing is amazing. But yeah, I mean, that's about all I really cared to kind of go over. We got it up to speed. It feels pretty good. It needs tires, obviously. Other than that, the suspension's all really nice and tidy. It does need dog bones. We're gonna go through and we're gonna do all the we're gonna do the inspection. So that's gonna be after the first drive, which is, yeah, stupid, I know, but it is what it is. So we will go through and inspect everything. I just know off the top of my head, I checked the dog bones and those are blown out. So I'm surprised it drives as nice as it does with known bad components, but nonetheless, I gotta cut this video short. I gotta go pick up my dad from the airport, but I am thrilled. This car is everything I could ever want it to be. Drives fantastic. Yes, there's not all that much to really talk about driving. It's not all that fun. So that's why this video is kind of on the shorter side. I don't know how much I could really talk about with a non-Phantom 750. We'll do a lot more videos driving this thing in the future, especially as I go through and modify certain things. But otherwise, I'm in love with this car. This car is giving me all the butterfly feelings that I wanted it to, that my Calypso brought me 4 years ago now, or over 4 years ago. So I'm happy with this purchase. I cannot exaggerate enough how well this car drives. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned. Lots to come with this car, and I am so excited to share every step of the way from the ground up build of an E34 on my channel. Haven't done it before, and I'm really stoked. Oh, not from the ground up, but from stock to how I want it. Only me get my hands on it. No modifications from previous owners that mess things up. So I'm thrilled. Thank you guys for watching again. I'll see you in the next one.